Hey guys, it's Dylan, and in today's video, let's talk about the nearly year-long bug that Space Ape has still refused to fix, despite it being constantly brought up. Come December 13th, it'll actually be a year-long bug that has not been fixed, and if you haven't figured out what bug it is, judging by the song I have pulled up here, it is the hold rail swipe bug. Now basically what this bug is with all hold rail swipes, they have the same problem. The swipe on the end actually causes a big issue, and it has angered a lot of Beatstar players I know, myself included. So, remember hold ticks? Remember those? Funny little thing you'd lose on hold notes back in the days when hold notes had problems with hold ticks? Yeah, well guess what? Those problems still exist with deluxe charts. And it's particularly bad with hold rail swipes. And the main reason it is a problem is there is still a hold tick inside of the swipe part of a hold rail swipe. Now, if you're not already aware, regular hold swipes, there is no hold tick inside of the swipe portion of that hold note. Only before the swipe. They purposely took out the one where the swipe is because that's where the swipe is. Obviously, you wouldn't want a hold tick where you're swiping. It would be too awkward and you'd have to wait. Well, not with hold rail swipes. With hold rail swipes, the tick is still in the swipe, so you have to wait extra long. So what the fix is around this is basically you just hold down the hold rail, and when the swipe gets to your perfect bar, you just let it sit in the perfect bar for a second. So you have to kind of hold it down extra long and wait super late to swipe. But this makes gameplay very awkward. You see, there's this little thing that they like to do in their charts, which is a good chart element. It would be very fun, but this bug ruins it. And that's placing a note in another lane next to the hold rail swipe. So when you get to the swipe, obviously you're supposed to swipe and tap the note in synchronization. Well, guess what? You can't do that with this bug because you'll miss a hold tick. What you have to do instead is tap the note and then wait a little bit so you get the hold tick on the hold rail swipe, and then you swipe, causing you to have to do this kind of weird galloping motion, which does not sync with the song and completely ruins the gameplay. It's just a total mood killer when you're playing a deluxe chart. Alright, so here we have Bad Romance Deluxe. This was one of the worst deluxe charts when they first came out with that initial batch of like 30, I think. Solely because of the hold rail swipes. Everyone was losing tons of points, getting a diamond perfect amount of perfects with 0 perfects and all perfect plus, yet they still weren't receiving that 75,000 score. And you're about to see why here. I'm going to play this short little section here, and you're going to see how late I have to swipe the hold rail swipes. Nearly a whole note after the note. And keep in mind, I can actually feel the hold tick register. I have vibrations turned on, so I can actually feel it register, and it's definitely registering after the note or exactly on the same spot as the note, which makes it nearly impossible to swipe the swipe and hit the note at the same time. It's just a mess, and it's a big problem, and it's been forever. We've brought it up many times, especially in the main Beatstar Discord server, and I'm sure on other platforms too. I'm sure people on the Reddit and the Facebook have mentioned it, but yet they have not said or done anything about it, which is highly concerning. Alright, so here we have Hey Ya Deluxe. Now what I'm going to do is there's 2 of these, and these are the only part in the song that really has this issue. They're hold rail swipes. And I remember really struggling to get the DP on this because I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out where I was losing my hold ticks and where I was losing my points. Eventually we figured out what the bug was, but still extremely aggravating. So I'm going to do the first one, swiping when the song wants you to swipe, when you hear the audio to swipe. And also there's another, actually I don't even know if I want to talk about this in this video, but screw it. Alright, so there's another problem in this game right now. A lot of hold rail swipes, even regular hold rail swipes, but especially the hold rail, even just regular hold swipes, but especially hold rail swipes, the swipe part of it is actually later than it should be. So like, if you're supposed to be swiping right here, the swipe will actually be like right here. And this used to be a problem in the past because if you remember, hold swipes didn't even used to be guaranteed perfect plus. So you have to swipe it at an incorrect time. The timing for hold swipes used to be bizarre, and honestly, I couldn't even explain it to you, but yeah, basically, there's a lot of hold swipes that are a little too late, if that makes sense. But anyways, let's just get into the chart. I'm going to show you guys how it should be played, and then how you have to play it in order to get the tick. And there you have it. You can clearly see the difference. You're almost supposed to swipe it immediately, according to the song, but when you have to get that tick, you really have to wait to the last second to swipe that swipe. And the tick is like somewhere towards the end there. It's really awful. And yeah, I know a lot of players struggle with this one, and me included. It's if you don't have an explanation for it, imagine you're a new player who isn't in any of the Beatstar related Discord servers or any of the online stuff, and you're just confused why you're losing points there. It's annoying, and it needs to be fixed. Needs to be. Now here's a fun one, Bang Bang Deluxe. Now this was also another particularly troubling one back when the initial 30 deluxe songs were released. This is another one people, including myself, were losing hold ticks on for seemingly no reason. Now, I've picked out a certain set of double hold swipe rail, or hold rail swipes, because these ones are particularly awful. There's a ton of this exact pattern in this song, but these ones are bad because as soon as you get to the swipe at the end, which you have to let them sit there for a second, meaning other notes can fall down, but there's a note right next to them, so you'll see how awkward it is, and I might even get a perfect on the note trying to get the hold ticks. So let me just demonstrate. Like last second, you have to kind of just whoo, because it's right there, it's right on you, and you have to be really careful there. So you're either sacrificing a perfect or you're sacrificing hold ticks. Now obviously it would be more worth it to sacrifice the hold ticks, but it would feel worse. I think it would definitely feel worse if you had 0 perfects but missing hold ticks. It always feels worse when you have no perfects but missing hold ticks, because then you really feel scammed out of a diamond perfect, and it's just a shame. It is just a shame. And so many people, back when the initial deluxe release happened, so many people got scammed out of diamond perfects, including myself, due to the whole swipe rail bug, missing those hold ticks. It was just a disaster, and it still is, because they're still releasing charts that have these problems. So let's look at some more modern examples. Alright, so here we have Enter Sandman Deluxe. Now I couldn't exactly remember where, but I know there's some particularly awful hold rail swipes that just feel kind of janky. Also, the swipe feels late on them, so it's even worse. I think this might be one of them. Not sure. I might just play through a decent amount of this chart just to see if I can find some other ones, because I think there are some other ones. So let's just give it a little bit, and I'll point them out. Yep, that one right there. It's pushed, but it's right up against a note, so you have to like wait until that note's like inside of you, and then you swipe it and then tap. And there's also a note on the left. Just a horrible one. But let's continue, see if there's any more. I remember there. Oh, there's one right there. Again, smashed up against the note. Let's keep going. I feel like there might be one more. That rail sucks. That one sucks. I might just try and DP this, honestly. Give y'all some mid-video entertainment, you know? The solo is really good, though. Aw, dang. What a shame. Anyways, you guys get the point. You guys get the point. There was some really awful hold rail swipes in there, and this one in particular had the case of a sandwiched one, or multiple sandwiched ones, where you've got a hold rail swipe that you've got to wait really long, but there's also a note on top of it, so you've got one incoming while you're on the same lane. It's the worst of all worlds there, and just really sucks. Alright, so now we have the final boss of hold rail swipes, and honestly, just hold rails in general. This is How Long Deluxe. Some of the worst hold rails / hold rail swipes that I've ever played in my life. They're awful. Super awkward. You have to use the wrong right finger, if that makes any sense. It makes you want to hit it with your left, but you actually have to hit these with your right because they go all the way across and then back over. And if you don't, there's a note over here anyways, so you're screwed. If you're using this finger, you're going to have to go like that, and that's no good. So just check out how awful this is. And you notice all the red flashes? I did terrible there, but notice all the red flashes there because the notes are so awkward. And also, 2 perfects, I'm pretty sure I lost some ticks there. I'm not 100% certain, I might have not, but it's just an all-around awful chart. Just, I get what they were going for, but they could have done it in a way that made it more intuitive because you're hitting it with the wrong finger, but regardless, that's irrelevant to this video. The hold rail swipes there, also very awkward. They're also sandwiched often, and because you're hitting it with the wrong finger, you don't have the kind of brain capacity to, target your finger where it needs to go and also get the tick. It's just, this truly is the final boss of hold ticks using the hold rail swipes. Just awful. So, what do I think? Well, I think this bug is long overdue for a fix at this point. It's super inconvenient in multiple ways during gameplay, and honestly, it's just disappointing that Space Ape hasn't taken action yet. I mean, it's been almost a year. Come December 13th, it'll be a year since this bug has been introduced, because that is the date that Deluxe came out, and this bug has been here since day 1 of Deluxe, and they've done nothing about it. They've featured Deluxes and Tour Passes, they've done little drops here and there. And they've even made a modification to the hold rail swipe at one point, because if you remember, back in the days, there used to be a bug where if you would not swipe the swipe at the end and just hold your finger there and kind of like swipe your finger forward but not lift off the screen, the swipe would bug in place. You could actually keep playing the chart while that swipe was bugging in place. And it would basically add a bunch of notes to your note count, so at the end you could have like thousands of notes, which was just crazy. But they ended up fixing that so that they no longer bugged out like that, which was nice. They feel better to play now. Not great, but better, It's what it is. But yeah, they've clearly acknowledged that some things are wrong with it, but they haven't fixed other things. Even though, and I'll actually share this little bit of kind of info that I have. I had posted a feedback on the Beatstar main Discord server talking about it, and Josh, who is the admin there and also is like, I think, a junior community manager or a senior, I'm not sure. He's a community manager for Beatstar, I believe. Regardless, he replied saying that they said it should have been fixed in one of the previous updates. Well, it hadn't. It had not been. So it clearly tells me there's been some miscommunication between people at Space Ape, which tells me that they are a mess over there. And honestly, with their new games, Chrome Valley Customs and Country Star coming out, and management moving around, I feel like Beatstar is kind of losing its core, its heart, and its focus, and a lot of the management is leaving it. And it just kind of seems like it's in a mess right now, a very messy state, and I'm scared. I'm scared. I just really hope that Beatstar is able to make a comeback before the end of the year, because if it doesn't, it's not looking too good. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope I informed you if you were not already aware of the bug, and if you were, I hope I taught you something new. Again, thanks for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment below with video suggestions. If you want a walkthrough of any song or chart in the game that you're having trouble with, leave it down below, and I will be sure to make a video on that explaining different parts of it. That's something I've been kind of thinking about a lot. I think for people who have specific troubles with charts, I think I can make some pretty detailed walkthroughs that will maybe assist you. And look out for my next video, which is going to be ranking all the tour passes. I'm actually kind of excited to do that because I've never really thought about it before, but I definitely have like very specific opinions about each tour pass and where it would place on a tier list. So I think doing that in front of you guys, I think I'm going to actually do it like the format of the video will be me sitting on my computer and kind of just like lively telling you guys what I think about each one and then placing on the tier list. So I think it'll be really fun and a good watch. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Look out for it. Also look out for the DP video I'm going to be posting after this one. It should be We Won't Cooperate, I think. I'm doing that today. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.